casino boat escapade remains stuck on a sandbar. We have crews near the boat at the Coast Guard station and at Bull River Marina with the latest. Plus, a suspect connected to the Willie Lovett gambling case enters a plea today. We explain why former Chief Lovett did not have to be there. And another scam warning. This one preys on those using social media.
We continue to cover breaking news in the waters off the northern end of Tybee Island, where the casino ship, the Escapade, is still stranded.
And tonight we do have team coverage for you. Jonathan Burton is live from a sea tow boat near the stranded ship. Alyssa Hyman is live at the Coast Guard station on Tybee, and Ben Williamson is live from the Bull River Marina. And all of those passengers, as Sonny said, have been rescued, but the ship is still out there sitting on that sandbar. It's a big one.
It is indeed, and our Jonathan Burton is still out there. He's been on the sea tow vessel most of the day. He's joining us live, and you can see a little bit of bounce in the image there. Jonathan, you've watched as the crews have tried over and over again to get that vessel off that sandbar all day long.
Yes, Sonny, and actually we're now off the sea tow boat. We are right up on this boat. As you can see, it's right here, right where we are, and they tried everything to get this boat off of the sandbar, and I do mean everything, and nothing worked except, well, maybe they were able to change the direction. It was facing south, and now it's facing north. This has been one crazy maiden voyage for the Escapade casino boat. It's been stuck on this sandbar since around midnight Tuesday. A tugboat was sent out here, and at first they tried to pull it using a tow line. They tried about 1, 2, 3 times, and each time the line broke. Then they used the tugboat to push it, and that looked like it was working, but the Escapade only changed directions.
Yeah, they're doing the best they could. They're doing everything they could.
Captain Walter Rain works for Sea Tow. He says more than 85% of the calls he responds to daily involve a boat being stuck on a sandbar. So this isn't uncommon, but he says the reason it was so difficult for this boat to be moved is because it was made of steel.
Fiberglass hull, you can pull them at 90 degrees and snap, slide them right off. They're doing things to that boat right now that it was absolutely not designed to do. And, it's a hard call.
Now, the good news, like you said earlier, Sonny and Jody, everyone has been rescued from the boat. There are still 7 crew members on the boat, and we're told that the tugboat is going to return again tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm guessing to try to move that boat again, and of course, we will stay on this. Reporting live from right near the Escapade, Jonathan Burton, WTOC News.
I'm telling you, you just don't take a straight line from Tybee. All right, here's the timeline. At midnight, the boat got stranded out on the sandbar. At 9:45, the first rescue crews got out there. At 11:15, they hooked up a tow line. It broke, and 5 minutes later, hooked up another one. The boat kind of began to shift a little bit. It turned its direction, and then the tow line broke again. 12:30 is when they started trying to push the vessel, and then at 12:55 the Coast Guard got on board. They made the determination to begin escorting the people off of that vessel shortly after 1 o'clock.
And our Ben Williamson is out at Bull River Marina. He is looking into what's going on there after nearly 100 people finally got home after being trapped. Ben?
That's where they left.
Jody's, Sonny, well, it only took about 30 minutes really to shuttle all those people back. Probably 8, 9 shuttles came back here. People came down, some tears, a lot of hugs, even some people kissing the ground, of course, happy to be back. Not a great 24 hours. Now, we said everyone quickly, though, got off those cars saying they were hungry, they were hot, they got into their cars. This parking lot was packed. Obviously empty now. They've gone to get something to eat. They said, a lot of people told me that was the biggest problem, was the boat was not stocked with enough food because they were not prepared to be out that long. Now, I asked the security here at the Tradewinds Casino Cruise for some sort of comment. Was the captain going to make a comment? Any PR person? They said, nope, not tonight, not at this time. Possibly tomorrow morning when they come back out here and get their ducks in a row. So we'll look for that. I asked passengers here, I said, this is obviously the maiden voyage. Would you do something like this again?
Well, like I said, I never at any time felt any danger. So with some reassurance that everything will be all right, I would venture to try it again.
And I even talked to the 4 people that were taken off by helicopter, and one of them said absolutely they'll try it again. They actually came out on top, so they had a good, they gambled and came out on top, so they were in a good mood. Most people were just happy to be here, and we'll be following this. Like I said, I'll be out here until probably 11 when they try and get that boat once again, and we'll be updating you throughout the night. Guys, back to you.
All right, Ben Williamson live right there on Wilmington Island. We are covering this thing from all aspects and digging somewhat deeper into the casino ship stranding. Don't lose sight of that fact. There are some specific rules on how that vessel is supposed to operate and where. So now the Department of Homeland Security is involved.
Connie Cooper has been on the phone with law enforcement all day about the stranding. So Connie, what's the issue?
Well, the federal law prohibits casino boat gambling less than 3 miles from shore in most states. The escapade was 1.8 miles from shore when it ran aground on that sandbar, and passengers say they were still gambling. That's the same issue that shut down the last casino cruise in Savannah, Diamond Casino. The owners of that cruise line federally indicted in 2012, charged with running an illegal gambling business by having games of chance less than 3 miles from the shores of Georgia and South Carolina. Folks on the escapade, that boat stranded last night, say they were gambling from the time the boat ran aground about 11:30 until 1:30. Some posting on Facebook early in the morning that they just won money. Today I spoke with the Savannah office of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I alerted them to the escapade's near-shore gambling. Their agents seemed surprised and very interested. They asked lots of questions, but it's Homeland Security's policy not to confirm or deny whether they're investigating the matter. So all they're saying officially is that they have been alerted to it. I reached out to the owners of the escapade like Ben did, and like Ben, I got no comment.
All right, thanks very much, Connie. What happened with the criminal case against the last boat, the Diamond Casino?
Well, last year, the owners of that cruise line pleaded guilty to running an illegal gambling business.
All right, thanks very much.
Okay, we have one more. New at 6, we're hearing from some of the passengers who were stranded on that casino ship for more than 16 hours off the coast of Tybee.
And our Alyssa Hyman joins us now at Coast Guard Station Tybee, which of course is on Cockspur Island, as the passengers return to shore. Showed us that live at 5. Alyssa, now here's the question. Is everybody, I'm talking about crew, is everybody off the escapade?
That's what the Coast Guard tells me, that everybody has been taken back to land, and I can tell you all of those passengers very relieved to be back on shore and very happy to go back to their cars.
Very frustrated and very angry.
Passengers irritated after a gambling night turned into a nightmare. Their casino boat stuck on a sandbar off the coast of Tybee.
It was so uncomfortable on there. You could not stand on the boat with it being cocked to the side. There was nowhere to sleep. There's no pillows. You had to have a life jacket on at all times. It made it very uncomfortable and hot.
The Coast Guard says they were notified around 1 in the morning, but attempts to free the 200-foot vessel failed. And 16 hours later, passengers and crew members were ferried to 2 Coast Guard vessels to be transported back to land.
They did all they can. I mean, what else can you expect? I mean, really. I mean, the experience wasn't bad until, you just think about as far as being delayed and like having to, miss work or whatever. Other than that, the experience was kind of enjoyable.
And it's clear that everyone was happy to be back.
Dude, I'm so glad to be back. Hungry, tired, and sweaty. Just ready to go home.
All right, and again, the passengers were shuttled from here back to their cars at the marina by the casino company. And again, the Coast Guard tells me that luckily no one was hurt. Reporting live from the Tybee Coast Guard Station, Alyssa Hyman, WTOC News.
Thanks very much, Alyssa.
As we've said, we have been following this story since it broke. There are several items on WTOC.com for you to look at, including viewer pictures, a closer look at the timeline of events, and all the information that we have been gathering about the situation.
Now, new at 6, a hearing today in the corruption and gambling case against former Savannah Chatham Metropolitan Police Chief Willie Lovett. A federal judge ruled that Willie Lovett, however, did not have to attend this hearing, but his co-defendant in the gambling and extortion case did. You'll recall Kenny Blunt is charged with running an illegal gambling operation. Willie Lovett is accused in his position then as chief of protecting that operation. Blunt came down from Ohio for this hearing, which, by the way, was necessary because of a clerical error in the original indictment against Blunt and Lovett. The defendants had to re-enter their pleas.
Lovett's lawyers put in motions trying to keep him from having to come to court today. Mr. Blount's in terrible health, as you can see, and it was very hard and actually a financial strain for him to actually make it here to Ohio. So it shows you that he's taking this very seriously.
And Blount entered a not guilty plea today, but his attorney said Kenny Blount is cooperating with the government and has not yet decided whether or not he may change his plea to guilty.
New at 6, did a Tattnall County man threaten the government or just speak out against it? His family says his military background, time in prison, and online comments combined to draw federal investigation. South Georgia Bureau Chief Dow Kennedy shows us why they think the case is unfair.
Family of a Tattnall County man held on federal charges say there is a big difference between criticizing the government on the internet and threatening violence. Prosecutors indicted Robert Beecher III for possession of firearms by a convicted felon. Daughter Jean Owens says her dad got on investigators' radar with posts on websites and by mistakenly joining a group critical of the government.
He cut ties as soon as he found out what kind of people they were. He cut ties.
She admits her dad served prison time but has stayed out of trouble since. She says agents found the guns in a house adjacent to where he lived and seized his computer.
They arrested him on the firearms, hoping to get information on the search warrant to prove the domestic terrorists and the conspiracy.
Jean says her dad may have blasted the government, but it was with words and nothing else.
I guess they expected to get on that computer and find contacts and these illegal dealings and, you know, stuff you see in the movies, basically.
No word on when Beecher's case could go to trial, but if he's convicted, he could face up to 15 years in prison. In Reedsville, Dow Kennedy, WTOC News.
Scammers could be trying to get your personal information using social media sites. We're going to show you what you need to look out for next. We saw the basic training scam last night, and tonight more scams being perpetrated on Facebook and other social media sites.
WTOC's Don Lagana is joining us now with our week-long special report, Scam Week. So, Don, this Facebook scam is so rampant. Effingham County Sheriff's Office issued a warning.
Yeah, and think about how many of your friends are on Facebook, and now throw in the fact there are not one but two Facebook scams out there right now. One's a lottery hoax. Both pretend to be Facebook. Authorities tell WTOC they've seen a number of complaints about scammers creating their own Facebook logo, which looks just like Facebook's, and attempting to hack accounts. They'll ask you for your password, your personal identification information. Don't fall for it. Facebook will not message you on your profile. They'll email you from a verified email address. The other Facebook scam involves thieves posing as Facebook and trying to steal your money.
They're using a Facebook logo and they're sending people private messages telling them they've won some kind of lottery through Facebook, and for them to send $200 or $300 through a PayPal account, and in return they'll get several $1,000s. Obviously, if you win the lottery, you're not going to win the lottery through Facebook.
Again, no Facebook lottery, period. Do not open any messages claiming to be from Facebook in your personal Facebook account. Don't click the links that you're not sure about. If you have a scam we need to know about, share them with us on our pages on Facebook and WTOC.com. Just send us an email, askwtoc@wtoc.com. We'll have much more tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Don Lagana.
Going outside for a live look from the WTOC B&D Burgers downtown Skycam. We're going to check in with First Alert meteorologist John Weatherby coming up. I just looked behind you. I thought it was the radar. It made me jump.
Oh, no, that's just deep moisture. Here, you look at it too. Deep moisture that's ahead of an approaching cold front, and indeed is going to get pushed right offshore. But it generated some pretty good showers and thunderstorms south of Savannah today. Look at that. The colder cloud tops are the brighter, redder colors. And in fact, as the moisture streams northeastward, at the surface, showers and thunderstorms are moving southeastward. And we have a pretty good cell near Townsend, just here next to Thelman, and then pushing offshore from Raccoon Bluff, this Sapelo Island there, Darien, and down into the Brunswick area, some pretty good rain. From South Newport northward, look at a little shower or cell approaching Midway right now. No lightning indicated with any of these. The cell that earlier was near Richmond Hills already offshore. You can see all the lightning farther to the south. You can also see how it's starting to diminish. We had a 91 here today, 91 in Savannah, 75. I know you thought, no, it wasn't that hot. That's because the humidity, the process of transitioning to a drier air mass, the humidity is in fact lower, 87 degrees here at 6 o'clock with a 55% relative humidity. Winds are now northward at 5. That's a source of drier air. 6:24, our next tide will be low. High tide 12:38. That's important. Watching the cruise ship that's grounded. Look at our sunset sunset tonight at 8:31. Here's your forecast for tonight. Showers diminishing as they push offshore. 69 should be our overnight low. Watch for a light west breeze. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, less humid. 92 will be the high. 92 again. But remember, it will be less humid, so it'll feel more comfortable, especially with that northeasterly breeze. From the 92, 69 tomorrow night, 91 on Friday, and 91 on Saturday. Perhaps a chance, just a 20% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. But the humidity's back on Sunday to end the weekend, and it looks like it'll stay in place for the last 4 days of our 7-day forecast. Highs in the low 90s, overnight lows in the low to mid 70s. So enjoy tonight if you can. 69, 92 with mostly sunny skies for tomorrow. Buford Water Festival coming up this weekend. Opening night Friday night looks great. Craig Morgan performing at 8 o'clock Saturday night at the Waterfront Park. It should be lots of fun.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, John.
A lot of fun to talk about sports. Christina Tuso will be here in a moment, but right now, give you a heads up on the congressional debates tonight on Georgia Public Broadcasting, hosted by the Atlanta Press Club. The Republican debate at 7, Democratic debate at 7:30. My honor to be the moderator. Some interesting stuff there. Check it out on Georgia Public Broadcasting. Now, Christina Tuso, what do you have for us?
The SEC Media Frenzy rolls on. We have Georgia coming up tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to hear what Spurrier has to say about Les Miles on his day and the apology the whole sports world is talking about. South Georgia's Adam Wainwright misunderstood at the All-Star game. We'll explain next. The 4-day spectacular known as SEC Media Days continues today. Missouri, Arkansas, and LSU had their day in the spotlight. Many feel that the Tigers will be inexperienced but talented. Les Miles had the second best recruiting class this year, making them a possible threat in the West. So, what's the old ball coach got to say about Les Miles' 10th season with the Bayou Bengals?
He's going on 10 also? I thought he was going to. Okay. Well, Les has done a certainly excellent job there. LSU recruiting has always been super, and of course he's continued that. And I think his record against Alabama is pretty good also. So that's a tough side over there. I think all of us in the East admit that maybe some of those teams have been a little stronger the last 4 or 5 years.
The Gamecocks and Tigers will have to make a conference championship if they plan on meeting this season. They do not play each other during the regular season.
I was going to give him a couple pipe shots just to, he deserved it. And I didn't know he was going to hit a double, or I would have changed my mind on that.
Oh, the controversial in-game comments that started a whirlwind of uncalled-for harassment on social media. It happened around the 4th inning of last night's All-Star game, spurred by Brunswick's Adam Wainwright after he talked to reporters about the pitches he delivered to this guy in pinstripes. Wainwright said that he made it sound like he was trying to ease up on Derek Jeter by giving him pitches he can handle. It worked. Jeter delivered a leadoff double into the right field corner. Wainwright later said that he's just a misunderstood comedian.
It was missaid. I made a mistake about that. I hope people realize I'm not intentionally giving up hits out there. I know this game means something, and I'm guessing people will think I'm trying to give up home runs to Miguel Cabrera too next. So it's a distraction, and I did not want to be a distraction. I wanted it to be all for Derek, and so if anything is taken away from his moment, then I sincerely apologize.
The former Glenn Academy standout gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in 2 strikeouts last night, giving the American League the upper hand. Today, Georgia Southern Athletic Director Tom Kleinlein announced that the school's 2014 Hall of Fame class. Among the 6 inductees are assistant football coach Doc Spurgeon and Eagles cornerback Nay Young. The inductee ceremony will happen on October 11th. Congratulations to them. That's Look at Sports. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks very much.
Memorial Health is rolling out new healthy menu options. The details next. Today, Memorial Health held their grand opening ribbon cutting for the newly renovated Memorial Health Cafe.
These renovations cost about $1.1 million, paid for by Morrison Healthcare Food Service. The new and improved CAF features new furnishings, lighting, flooring, and millwork, as well as a new point-of-sale system, electronic menus, and much more. Congratulations.
And food, good food.
Oh, yeah. Check in with Dawn Baker for a look toward 11.
Well, of course, we'll continue to bring you the very latest updates on the stranded casino boat, including new information and interviews with the passengers. And you might remember back in May, a Jeff Davis County deputy shot someone in the line of duty. Well, today he was cleared of all wrongdoing. We'll have all the details coming up at 11 and a whole lot more.
Thanks, Dawn.
What do you have for us?
Busy radar south of town. No watches, no warnings, but take a look. Individual cells are continuing to weaken. There's one particularly just east of Hinesville that just has popped up. Got a little kick there and some lightning associated with it. Now from there, 69 overnight and a mostly sunny day, less humid tomorrow, high 92.
No food?
Not for
That's
me.
at Memorial. Okay.
We'll keep monitoring the escapade. Follow it on WTOC.com.